All right. First and foremost, I want to start off by saying Barakatha Yahweh, Barakatha Yahweh Shai, Barakatha Yahweh, Barakatha Yahweh Shai, Barakatha Yahweh, Barakatha Yahweh Shai, Call Halal Yahweh, Ba Shem, Yahweh Shai, Ba Shem, Rakah Quadash. Double honor to the apostles of GMS, Great Millstone, who rule well and who taught me the truth. And shalom to you, sincere Akim, out there listening, learning, and pushing this truth. And shalom to the few sincere Akwath that are out there listening and learning as well. With that being said, Adawan Ratazada should be edifying. As usual, I'm going to go into Rakah Quadash. Adawan Ratazada should be edifying as usual, all right? And it's going to be a real quick one. Um, Definitely watch this video here. It's from I Allegedly. I forget the guy's name. I think his first name is Dan. I forget his full name, but you know me, I'm always watching these financial guys, and this was a very edifying video, like he always says. I got a good one for you today. You know, this was actually a good one. You know, I'm not no economic financial guru. You know, I never claimed to be, but I'm constantly watching, and I'm also studying and looking things up for myself. You know, kind of like the Church of Berea. I'm always searching things to make sure the things people are saying are true. I don't take everything at face value. I study to show myself approved. So anyway, watch this video, I Allegedly, and do your own due diligence, of course, but it's highly edifying. And the video is entitled "The Collapse Nobody Saw Coming," and he's bringing out a lot of good points. That's why, obviously, why I'm so you see the views are running up on it. Obviously, that's why I'm telling you to watch it in its entirety. The collapse nobody saw coming, but you know, anybody could see a collapse is coming if you're woke, if your eyes are open. The masses don't see the collapse coming, but anybody that's paying attention can clearly see, you know, something is on the horizon. Okay, you know, but the reason why I'm doing this lesson is because he spoke on something which I never even heard about. He said he never even heard about before. Also, it's called mezzanine financing. Okay, mezzanine financing, and it's further proof that this place is CTD, circling the drain. All right, so that's pretty much what this lesson is going to be about. And I'm gonna just bring out one scripture. You know, we always bring it out, Habakkuk 2:6. You know, going into that thick clay that I bought you. That's what was screaming in my mind as I'm listening to that video, right? About mezzanine financing, all right? Mezzanine loans, whatever you want to call it. Mezzanine debts, you know, which I'm going to expound. He expounded on it better. Like I said, watch the video. He probably is going to give a much better explanation. I'm going to do the best that I can with what I have, all right? But the bottom line of it is that I bought you that thick clay. We always tell you that America is nothing more than a corporation. All right, it's a house of cards that's collapsing, and this place is built upon debt. And Dan brought out a good point from I Allegedly. He brought out a good point, like just like the average Joe is a debt slave living off of debt, you know, buried in debt. These major companies, these major corporations are also buried in debt. You know, and they're Slacky, a little excited. These corporations are even in a bigger hole than you are because they have a lot more money to play with. They in hundreds of millions of dollars in debt, hundreds of billions of dollars in debt. And as regards to this mezzanine loans, which I'm gonna read a little bit about it on Wikipedia. The same thing like Dan was saying. I believe that's his name, Salaki. If I butchered it, I think it's Dan from I Allegedly. But he was like, these loans, these mezzanine loans, are, you know, from anywhere between 9% all the way up to 15% on the loans. Okay, which Wikipedia is gonna explain it, that they're the interest rates on them are much more higher, and they get these loans, like Dan was saying, on top of their regular loans. You know, you know. So they're just filled with, again, I kept thinking about Habakkuk 2:6. I bought you that thick clay, usury, interest, pledges, heavy weights. Okay, you know, like again, it's a house of cards. It's a, you know, it's a big Ponzi scheme that's about to a house of cards that's collapsing. And just like these people are robbing, how do they say? How's that saying? They're robbing Paul to pay Peter, or however it goes. These corporations are doing the same thing, kicking the can down the road. And what's keeping these companies afloat? A lot of these companies are being kept afloat first and foremost by bailouts, all right, government handouts, all right, but also these loans. But these loans that they end up taking, the interest rates on them are astronomical. So it's inevitable. It's imminent. This place is through. So again, go watch the video from I Allegedly. He's gonna explain it a lot better than me. Okay. Salaki, I don't want to get copyright. The collapse coming, nobody saw. The collapse nobody saw coming. All right. So I just did a Salaki, just did a quick Google search because he mentioned it was an article on the Wall Street Journal about mezzanine loans, right? So before I get into the articles, I noticed this one right here from the Wall Street Journal. It says popularity of mezzanine funds grows in dismal sales market, and this was dated June 13, 2001. Okay, so it makes sense that a lot of these loans are coming due. All right, and they're not going to be able to play it. It was just another way to kick the can down the road. But these corporations are running out of road. They're running out of real estate. All right, there's going to be, which they've been talking about, these major companies. They've been talking about the commercial real estate collapse that's coming. A lot of these companies are not paying their loans, their mortgages, because most of these people, they lease these buildings. Okay, you just had a major company that deals in commercial real estate, WeWorks, file for bankruptcy. Okay, so that's the times that we're living in. This place is through. It's inevitable. You can see it if you're woke and you're paying attention. The writing's on the wall. So again, this was an article from Wall Street Journal. I didn't click on it, but I saw it. It says popularity of mezzanine funds grows in dismal sales market, and it's dated June 13, 2001. Let's read a little bit of it. It says mezzanine funds are becoming the rage among Wall Street real estate financiers. More than half a dozen firms, including BlackRock, ... Okay? That's just one that, let's see another one. 22 hours ago, mezzanine loan foreclosure notices spike to highest level. Okay? So let's read, like I said, just do your own due diligence. The Wall Street Journal, the clearest sign yet that the commercial real estate is in, and it's probably going to say trouble. All right? This place is through. It's evident. The walls are closing in, which we know ultimately it's all by design, man. This place was designed to collapse. They're going to crash the economy, okay, so they can usher in a new age, a new order, a new way of buying and selling, which we all know is going to be spearheaded by the charagma, that MOTB, that digital oil. Everything is going digital, okay? That's the end goal, all right? So it says foreclosure, the real deal. Foreclosure notices on mezzanine loans at all-time high. 3 hours ago, Globe Street, mezzanine foreclosure sales notices reach record high. BizNow, mezzanine loan, I read that already. Mezzanine loan foreclosure notices spike to highest level. The Mint, the clearest sign yet that commercial real estate is in trouble. So do your own due diligence, right? So and again, watch that video. I'm gonna read a little bit about mezzanine capital, which is the same thing, mezzanine loans, off of Wikipedia. It says, in finance, mezzanine capital can be either a debt or equity. Again, that Habakkuk 2 and 6 just keeps ringing in my mind. When you follow the money, when you look at how everything, this whole system is set up upon debt, heavy, thick clay, heavy pledges, heavy weights. Okay, and we know what the scriptures say: the borrower is subject to the lender. The rich ruleth over the poor. Okay. And it says, in finance, mezzanine capital can be either a debt or equity instrument with a repayment priority between senior debt and common stock equity. Mezzanine debt is subordinate, if I said that right, debt that represents a claim on a company's assets, they can take over your company. Which when you look up I bought you, Salak, kind of all over the place, Salakia. Which we know. Let me read it and then I'll come back, Salakia. Hopefully it's gonna make sense. We read it all the time. Habakkuk 2:6. Shall not all these take up a parable against them, and a taunting proverb against them, that say, woe, woe means destruction, to him that increaseth that which is not his? How long? But that's the system, that's the trap. If you want to make it, if you want to be somewhat successful in this kingdom, you have to acquire debt. We always mention this whole society is a trap. It's a system. You want to play if you want a seat at the table, then play this game. All right, this game of cards, which it's a house of cards, and it's collapsing. If you want a seat at this card game, you have to acquire debt. Okay, you want to go to school. You got to take out a student loan, acquire an astronomical amount of debt. You want to open up a business, you got to get a business loan. Okay, you want to buy a car, you want to buy a house. This whole system is designed around debt. Okay. So it says, woe to him that increaseth that which is not his. How long? Not much longer. It's inevitable. All right? All right? You can only kick the can down the street for so long. You're eventually going to run out of road. And to him that ladeth himself, the joy of the hypocrite is but for a moment. And to him that ladeth himself with thick clay. Right? And again, I'm going to get in the blue letter. We know that thick clay is Strong's H5671. That's Ibatya in the Hebrew. It says weight of pledges, heavy debts, right? And that's what this place is built upon, usury, interest, okay? So we know, again, that thick clay is Ibatya, heavy pledges, heavy debts. Let's look up what a pledge is, right? It says pledge, just off of the Google, pledge, a solemn promise or undertaking. This is what I really want is two. A thing that is given as security for the fulfillment of a contract or the payment of a debt, and is liable to forfeiture in the event of failure. And that's what happens. You don't pay that loan back in time, now you got to forfeit your rights, your company. That's why a lot of these companies just file for bankruptcy. Okay? A lot of times they put different things up as collateral. They'll put the business up, they'll put up say it's a public business is being traded on the stock market, they'll put up stocks. You got to put something on the line. Okay, you see, and that's what this place is built upon: pledges, usury, interest. Again, a pledge is a thing that is given as security for the fulfillment of a contract or the payment of a debt, and is liable to forfeiture in the event of failure. Okay, so let's go back to this mezzanine, right, off of Wikipedia. In finance, mezzanine capital can be either a debt or equity instrument with a repayment priority. Between senior debt and common stock equity, mezzanine debt is subordinate debt that represents a claim on a company's assets, forfeiture, pledges, okay, which is senior only to that of the common shares, and usually unsecured. Redeemable preferred stock equity with warrants or conversion rights is also a type of mezzanine financing. Mezzanine capital is often a more expensive financing source for a company than secured debt or senior debt. Like Dan was saying, and I allegedly, the interest rates on these mezzanine loans, he said, are somewhere between 9% to 15%. Okay? And these companies, corporations, they take them out like nothing on top of their other loans. All right? They might have to take out a mezzanine loan, I'm just saying, to pay payroll. Okay? That's a common thing. A lot of times these companies don't have enough on the books to pay their employees. So what they'll do is they'll take out a loan. All right? But they're stretched so thin already. The only loan they qualify for is a mezzanine loan, a loan with heavy interest on it. But they might take it out they might take out a loan for 6 months, maybe a year, and they're hoping that business turns up. Business will, they're hoping they'll get the funds up to hurry up and pay that loan back. Okay, you know. But as you can see, as the articles were saying, that a lot of these companies are foreclosing on them. They're not being able to make them because the economy's slowing down. Okay, everything is coming to a screeching halt. Screeching halt. Like I said, nothing's moving in Babylon. This place is through. All you got to do is follow the money. It's obvious. It's evident. Okay, and that's what Habakkuk said. It was inevitable because this place was built upon thick clay. It can't go on forever. Okay, and it was by design. It was designed that way. Okay. So it says mezzanine capital is often a more expensive financing source for a company than secured debt or senior debt. The higher cost of capital associated with mezzanine financing is the result of being an unsecured, subordinate, or junior obligation in a company's capital structure. Really, this fucking loan sharking, man. Like I said, these banks, these people that have money are nothing but crooks, man. Doing predatory loans and loan sharking, unjust weights, ridiculous usury, you know. This place is, that's why it's got to be destroyed. Okay, it's a trap to keep you in the rabbit hole. You're not really supposed to ever get ahead. It's not designed that way. Okay, it's for the rich to get richer and the poor to get poorer. Okay, big bank take little bank. All right. Let's see. I'll read a little bit more. It says, additionally, I'll read Slack again. Mezzanine capital is often a more expensive financing source for a company than secured debt or senior debt. The higher cost of capital associated with mezzanine financing is the result of it being an unsecured, subordinate, or junior obligation in a company's capital structure, i.e., meaning, for example, in the event of default, the mezzanine financing is only repaid after all senior obligations have been satisfied. Additionally, mezzanine finances, which are usually private placements, are often used by smaller companies and may involve greater overall levels of leverage than issues in the high yield market. A lot of these mom and pops, these small businesses, are the ones that take out these mezzanine loans. Okay? It says, Salakia, are often used by smaller companies and may involve greater overall levels of leverage than issues in the high yield market. They thus involve additional risk and compensation for the increased risk. Mezzanine debt holders require a higher return for their investment than secured or more senior lenders. Again, the interest rates on them are astronomical. All right, and you ain't borrowing $100,000, $2,000, $300. You borrowing sometimes 50,000, 100,000. You borrowing big boy numbers. Okay, you know. So hey, this place is through, man. This place is through. Again, Habakkuk 2:6. Shall not all these take up a parable against them and a taunting proverb against him against him and say, woe to him that increaseth that which is not his. How long? And to him that ladeth himself with thick clay. Not long, not long. Matter of fact, let's get it in the NLT. Habakkuk 2:6. But soon their captives will taunt them, because really everybody's being held captive by the elites, by these banking companies. Everybody's a debt slave. All right? You're slave to these rulers. Okay? The Federal Reserve, the banking system. You're a slave to them. You're forced to play in use their fiat money, their fiscal money. You ain't even using real money. You forced to play their game of monopoly. Okay? So it says, even these corporations, like Dan was saying, it says, but soon their captors will taunt them. They will mock them, saying, what sorrow awaits you thieves? Because that's how everything they get is through extortion, usury, unjust weights. What sorrow awaits you thieves? Now you will get what you deserve. You become rich by extortion. How much longer can this go on? Not much longer. Not much longer. All right? Not much longer. So, hey, man, Adawan Ratazar, this came together and it made sense. Like I said, I'm not the best economic finance guy, but from what I could gather, hopefully I explained it well. And that Habakkuk 2:6 was just screaming, this whole place is built upon debt. All right? A house of cards and it's collapsing. So, hey, man, keep pushing, keep fighting, man. We're close. We're close. Any day now. Any day now, this bubble is about to pop. All right? Shalom. Wa abad babal. Kwam Yasharallah.